Not always sad, not always down. Not to say that no, we're not going to have moments in life when we're down, when we're sad, when we're out. But when I think of God, I think God is the most alive person in the entire universe. And why do I believe that? Because look at the world around you. The world is alive. And when you and I choose to be alive, when you and I choose to be passionate about life, when you and I choose to say yes to love, the world is not the same. Because here's what happens. When you and I allow God to come into our life, all of a sudden, trees don't look the same. All of a sudden, your relationship doesn't look the same. The person that you've been married to for the past 20 years, it doesn't look the same. When God is in your life, God's alive. God is not dead. God is not boring. God is not dull. God is not dead. We serve the risen Savior. His name is Jesus Christ. So I don't understand how Christians can be some of the most boring people. I don't understand how Christians can go to church and not enjoy themselves. But I'm not talking about this church. I'm not talking about this church because this church is alive. Amen? And one of us is down and out, we got other people that huddle around us and say, yo, let's get alive together. Because the Spirit of God is alive. The Spirit of God lives in us and moves in us and breathes in us. It is the Spirit of God who allows us to be what we are. Children of the Most High God. And so today, if you're with me, let me hear you say, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. And if you're with me, say, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. All right, so here we are. We are continuing our series called Matters of the Heart. Matters of the Heart, David, the Making of a King. And if I were to give a specific title to today, here's the title of the message for today. Ready for it?
Yes.
Yes.
Use what you got. Turn to your neighbor and say, use what you got. Turn to your other neighbor that you were kind of shy to talk to and say, use what you got. And here's what you got to do. Sometimes you got to look at yourself in the mirror and say, Joshua, use what you got. Christina, use what you got. You got to look at yourself dead straight in the mirror and say, you got to use what you got, because what you don't use, you lose. If you don't use it, you lose it. And God has gifted us. God has given us talents. God has put something inside of us that is uniquely special just for you. And so if you don't use it, you lose it. Question. You ready for the question?
Yes.
Has life ever felt like this? So, by the way, this isn't me, Dad. Family, I guarantee you that's not me, okay? That might have been me when I was like 12. But that's not me anymore. But have you ever had life, have you like that in a chokehold, taunting you and harassing you and had you up against the wall corner? Maybe it's a relationship that you're in right now that makes you feel like that. Maybe it's your financial situation that has you by the throat and is making you feel like that. Maybe it's an addiction that you picked up along the way that has you feeling like that. Is there anything right now in your life that is just in your life and won't get out of the way? That keeps on creeping up, that keeps on calling out your name, that keeps on saying you ain't nothing, and you'll never be nothing. Is there anything in your life right now? Maybe it's your own thoughts that has you up against the wall. Is there anything that's got you, and you don't know what to do? You don't know how you're going to handle it. You don't know how to get out of this situation. And here's what I guarantee you. We're either in this situation right now, or we're approaching a situation like this. But if you just keep living, life will get you like this sometimes. Or maybe a little more realistic, maybe like this. At least you're punching back. Who would you say would win in this situation?
Big guy.
Big dude, yeah? Realistically. You look at this and go, yo, how many of you guys would want to go up against that big dude? Anybody, any takers would want to go up against that guy and fight him? If I were to put money on anybody, I think I'd put it on Steve. Steve is like probably the biggest, buffest guy here. Sorry, Pops, you're not as buff as Steve. Yeah, round of applause for Steve. So here it is. So we're here we are. The reason why I bring this up, because we're in the story of David, the life of David. And the children of Israel were out at war, and they were fighting the Philistines. And the Philistines' army was up against them, and this guy named Goliath, everyone say Goliath. Goliath, he was a giant. He was 9 feet tall, and for 40 days straight, twice a day, he'd come out in the morning, he'd come out in the evening, and he would taunt the children of Israel. And he'd say, listen, we don't all have to go to war. You pick your best warrior and come fight me. So for 40 days straight, twice a day, here comes this giant ready to fight them. And Israel, guess what they're doing? Nobody's fighting. Nobody wants to fight the giant. They got one look at him. They don't want to fight this giant. Well, Jesse. Anybody know who Jesse is? Jesse is David's father. All right? So Jesse tells David, you little young David, who's a shepherd, he's just a teenage boy, he says, hey, I want you to go check on your brothers. You know, I want you to go do some Uber Eats, all right? Drop off some cheese and drop off some bread and go see how they're doing. And when David approaches, he comes, right? For 40 days, this giant has been calling them out. Question. Is there anything in your life that's been calling you out for a little while? Saying, hey, you want to fight? You want to take me on? Can you handle this? And instead of fighting and approaching that situation in your life, you just kind of stay quiet. You don't do anything about it. But David comes up, and so for 40 days, this giant is coming. And check this out. On the first day that David hears this taunt, the first day, he hasn't heard it for 40 days. He's only heard it once. On the first day, David says, who is this uncircumcised Philistine that defies the name of God? I'm going to fight him. I'm going to fight him the first day he hears this. Why? Because David had been doing something that is crucial to your and my spiritual journey. The the Israelite army had been hearing this for 40 days, which tells you and I that if you listen to negativity long enough, and if you hang around negativity long enough, and you keep on hearing these things to taunt your life, and you don't address it quickly, it'll turn bigger and bigger and bigger. It'll turn into something that was never supposed to be. So here's Israel. They have 40 days. They should have fought this giant right away, but it took little young David. Do I have any little young Davids in the house? Somebody who's crazy enough to believe? Any young people in the house? Yeah. You know, when you're young, you got all these dreams, you have all these goals, you believe, and then you get older and you tell the young kids, yeah, keep on dreaming, you know, like just wait till you get older. And as we get older, we lose the passion. We lose the drive, we lose the dream. But here comes David. First day he hears him, he says, I'm gonna fight this giant. And his brothers get all mad, they're all upset, and they're like, dude, why are you out here? You're just a little punk, why don't you go back home? And David's like, yo, what did I do this time? I came to give you food, like my dad said, and I see a situation, I'm ready to fight. Do you have any siblings who are always hating on you? Don't look too left or too right. Do you have any family members who are always hating on you? Who are always raining on your parade? That when you got a new idea, instead of encouraging you, they're just like trying to put you down and trying to squash out your dream? Do you know anyone in your life that when you got something that you're excited about, rather than them getting excited with you? Do you have any parents, kids, that when you have an idea, Mom and Dad, I got this idea, they're like, they just squash your idea? No, not this place, right? So here he is, he's going out there. For 40 days they've been hearing this taunt. Nobody wants to fight. And on the first day David shows up. David goes, I'll take him on. But it's because of one thing. David's been hanging out with God. And if you want to get ready for battle in your life, hang out with God. Because here are these warriors. They're supposed to fight, but they haven't been hanging out with God. So when they're about to do battle, they're scared. They don't want to fight. David shows up. That means, that tells you and I that there's a lot of things that we can do, that prayer does more than what we can do sometimes. That when you're on your knees, that's when you're in your word, when you're feeding your spiritual growth, something inside of you that when life kind of approaches you in a bad way, you'll say, I got this. You ever met somebody who always keeps their cool no matter what happens? You ever meet somebody that no matter what comes their way, they're like, we got this. We're going to make this happen. No matter what. And it's because of their connection to God. So he comes and says, I'm going to fight. Well, here's the story. If you're following along, 1 Samuel chapter 17. All right, 1 Samuel chapter 17. Here's what David, this word gets to the king, King Saul. King Saul should have been like, yo, I'll fight for everybody. King's like, no, I'm not going to fight. None of my men are going to fight. So the word gets back to King Saul, and they said, well, bring this boy David to me. Let me talk to him. And here's what David says. He says, don't worry about the Philistine, David told Saul. I'll go what? Fight. I'll go fight him. And the king said, don't be ridiculous. There's no way you can fight this Philistine and possibly win. You're just a boy. And he's been a man of war since when? Since his youth. But David persisted. I've been taking care of my father's sheep and goats. He said, when a lion or a bear comes to steal a lamb from the flock, I go after it with a club and rescue the lamb from its mouth. If the animal turns on me, I catch it by the jaw and I club it to death. Right? At this moment, David could have chalked himself out of it. You know, when he saw the giant, he kind of, we do this often. You and I will talk ourselves out of things. David could have said, you know what? I better wait and go study the art of war for a little bit. I better go practice my swordsmanship. I better practice the shield, holding a shield. He could have talked himself out of it. He doesn't say, I got to do a couple of things. All he says is, all I know how to do is take care of sheep. And I know that God can use my skill in one area, although it has nothing to do with fighting a war. God can take what I've got and use this one thing that seems like it's nothing, but in the hands of God, it is something. God will take what you have, which seems insignificant, which seems like there's no value to it. God says, you know what? Give me what you got. Use what you got. Use what you got. Because if you use what you got, I'll take you places that you never dreamed of. Amen. Because a lot of us, we're waiting for something to happen. Well, when I get this, and when I get that, when I get that degree, when I have that much money in the bank, when all this stuff happens, then we will. And God is saying, no, use what you got right here, right now, because if you don't use it, you'll lose it. So I fought these guys. Going on, he says, I've done this to both what? Lions and bears, and I'll do it to this pagan Philistine too, for he has defied the armies of the living God. The Lord who rescued me from the claws of the lion and the bear will rescue me from this Philistine. Mercy. Saul finally consented and said, all right, go ahead, he said, and may the Lord be with you. In other words, it's like, yo, good luck. I wish you the best, because nobody in my army wants to fight Goliath. But I'm going to let you go. But by the way, good luck. May God be with you. Because if there is a God of Israel, I hope he can save you out of this situation. Not even Saul believed that David could fight this giant. But notice what he says, this is the Lord who rescued me from the claws of lions. David doesn't know this without the experience. And you know what? God has been with me. If he's been with me in this area of my life, he's going to be with me in this area of my life. If he's been with me in this area of my life, he'll be with me in this area of my life. This week I was going over to my friend's house. We've been studying, we're trying to do online business. And so we've been studying hard and hard, but he lives downtown. And every time I go downtown, parking sucks. Can I get a witness? Amen. Parking sucks. So every time, and you got to pay, right? Every time I go, I got to drive like couple of blocks away, I'm like circling to find parking. Well, before I went that morning, while I was at home getting ready, I said, Daddy, I said, can you do me a favor? I said, can you please, when I get to Rodrigo's house, can you allow me to have a spot right in front of his building? Right in front of his building. I want something right in front of his building. I don't want to go drive around. I don't want to go look for parking. When I pull up, I want a parking spot, and I don't want a parallel park. I want one that I just, right when I already built it, perfect. All right? And so I'm driving downtown, and I'm coming down Pacific Highway, and I make a left onto G Street. And as soon as I make that left, and I pull up to G Street, guess what's open for me?
Nah.
Parking spot. Wide open!
Praise God.
Boom! I said, God, thank you so much. The next day I went again. This time I was going to go play some soccer. And I said, God, after I'm done playing soccer and doing everything, can I find a spot right in front of Rodrigo's place again? Because I said, because this is what happens. You and I will pray, God will answer our prayers, and then we'll talk ourselves out of it and say, well, I don't know if that was really God. Have you done that? Yeah, maybe it was just coincidence. So God will answer a prayer in your life. He'll show up big time in your life, and all of a sudden you'll try to talk yourself out of it and say, maybe that wasn't God. So I said, let me try it again. Let me try it again. And I did. And guess what? Another parking spot opened right in front of his place. As I was turning in, a car was coming out. And here's the message. God said, Josh, if I care enough about a parking spot, if it's something so tiny, because you and I, we think that God only cares about the big stuff. We think that God is only interested in the big stuff around. But if God cares about just your little parking spot, and if God can answer a parking spot prayer, if God can do that, why wouldn't he be able to do anything else that I asked him to do? Do you hear what I'm saying? It hit me. I was like, God was like, Josh, don't just ask for parking spots. You have not because you ask not. Ask and it will be given. Seek and you'll find. Knock and the door will be open. Keep on asking me. And what you've been asking me for is too small. Ask me for something bigger. Ask me for something greater. Let me fight your giants for you. If I can give you a parking spot, you think I can't break that addiction in your life? If I can get you a parking spot, you think I can't heal the marriage that you're in right now? You think your financial situation is too big of a mess for me? Are you kidding me? I own the universe. You think I can't help you at school, and because you're saying I'm not that smart, I created your brain. If you would just surrender to me, if you would just give me your life, if you would trust me more, I'd take you places that you never dreamed of. But here's what I need you to do, baby boy. Just use what you got. Don't be complaining about what you don't got. Because if you keep on complaining about what you don't got long enough, pretty soon what you got is going to be gone. Stop wishing for something else. And be content with what God has given you right here, right now. They would say the grass is not always greener on the other side. Sometimes the grass is greener on the side because it's fake grass. Have you seen that fake grass? If you're with me, let me say, yeah. All right, so here we go. So here he is. He says, all right, go ahead. He's doubting him. He's doing all these things. There's no way David's going to be able to do this. Then Saul gave David his own what? His own armor. He said, well, boy, if you're going to go to war, here's my armor, a bronze helmet and a coat of mail. And David put it on, strapped the sword over it, and took a step or two to see what it was like, for he had never worn such things before. And listen to this. He says, I can't go like this, he protested to Saul. I'm not used to them. He picked up 5 smooth stones from a stream and put them into his shepherd's bag. Then, armored only with his shepherd's staff and a sling, he started across the valley to fight the Philistines.
Amen.
See this picture now? The king Saul is giving them the best of the best of the best. Here's the weapons, here's the armor, here's everything. Because a lot of people will try to impose and project onto you and try to tell you this is how you got to do it. And David says, I'm not ashamed of who I am. I know I'm a shepherd. I'm going to use what I got. All I got, king, is a sling. And all I got is some rocks. But this will do because with God, anything can happen. I'm not used to fighting in this gear. But I'm not ashamed of being a shepherd boy. I'll use what I've got. He says, I'm not used to this. And what this gets to me is David, King Saul, people will try to hold you hostage and try to tell you, this is who you are, this is who you're always going to be, and this is how you got to do it, and this is it. But David says, I'm not holding on to that. I'm not going to try to be something that I'm not. I'm not even going to try to fake it till I make it. I'm just going to be me. Because guess what I've discovered? That just being a shepherd boy, I've discovered that God loves me. I've been out in the fields where nobody's watching me, but I know that my dad is watching me. Even though my own father counted me out and didn't even invite me to when Samuel was going to anoint somebody to be king, he says, God values me. And I'm not going to try to be anything that I'm not. So use what you got. So what do you got? You got a high school education? Use what you got. You got $100 to your name? Use what you got. Use what you got. Who are you? I'm Joshua Aaron Rios. I was born in a middle-class family. Grew up in a very dysfunctional, broken home. Best friend died when I was 20. My ex-wife I found with another man. I didn't take school seriously until I was about the age of 25. I mean, I don't have that much money to my name, but God says, use what you got. You are Joshua Aaron Rios. Yeah, you're wounded. Yeah, you're broken. But you know who you are under me? You are somebody. You might be wounded. You might be broken. Your ex-wife might have left you. You might be in debt. $45,000 in debt for school. Anybody want to pay that for me? Hey, it does not matter because with God, all things are possible. You and I just got to believe. So David picks up his sling. He said, this is all I know how to do, God. And God says, that's all right, because that's all I need you to know how to do. You leave the rest up to me. You don't try to figure out how. I'll provide the how. You just use what you got. Just use what you got. Because here's what God's telling you. He's saying, you don't need to have anything more because what I've given you is enough. I know we don't believe that. Society is making us feel like you're not enough. You're not pretty enough. You're not smart enough. You're not brown enough. You're not white enough. Your hair's too straight. Your hair's too curly. Your nose is too big. Lips are too big. Eyes are too... You're too short. You're too tall. There's always something wrong with us. But when God looks at you, he goes, I created a masterpiece. And you've got everything you need. Stop wishing for more. Use what you got. Use what you got. By the way, here's how the story ends. That's how the story ends. A young boy who's never fought in a battle in his life, wasn't even invited to go fight for Israel. Usually they would recruit all these young men and they say, hey, we're going to go fight. David's not even invited. He's just a young teenager who's a shepherd. Uses a sling and he uses one. He picks up 5 stones just in case, but all it took was one to knock down the giant. Picks up 5 smooth stones and he's just doing one of these. Launches it and it hits Goliath in his forehead, and the Bible says that it came so fast, so hard. You know, if you were to throw a rock, usually just does one of these, and it falls out. No, David had so much power, that thing went into his head and drove into his skull. And then David takes the sword, the very sword that Goliath said, I'm going to kill you, I'm going to chop you up, and I'm going to feed you to the wild beasts. David said, oh yeah, the very thing that you were going to use to kill me, I'm going to chop your head off. Pretty gruesome, right? But here it is. Because in the hands of God, your little is bigger than your biggest fear. In the hands of God. Use what you got. God, all I got is a slingshot and some 5 stones. Yeah, that's all you need, because in the hands of God, your little is bigger than your biggest fear. Your little is bigger problem. Your little is bigger than your biggest dilemma. Your little is bigger than your biggest opposition. Your little is bigger than your biggest addiction. Your little is bigger than your biggest whatever it is. God says, in my hands. In my hands. It doesn't matter how little it is. In my hands. I can do anything if you trust me. So here it is. What's your slingshot today? What's your little slingshot? What are your 5 little stones that you're going, this isn't much. God, I'm not that gifted. I'm not that talented. I don't have much to give to anybody. I don't know how to help you, God. I don't know how to help this church. I don't know what to do. I was teaching this week. I get a chance to teach different classes. We teach downtown. And we teach at the YMCA for kids. We teach at San Diego Housing Commission for single mothers. And then we teach for people who are in transition, getting off the streets and getting to a home. About 17 students in downtown PATH. It's called People Assisting the Homeless. I was done teaching, and I'm walking out. I'm on 6th and A. And I'm walking up the street, and then I just tell God, I know this seems insignificant. There's only 16 students in the class. Nobody knows I'm here. This doesn't seem like a big deal. But in that moment, I said, God, thank you. Thank you for giving me this little gift of teaching just a few people. It seems insignificant. It seems like nothing. But in that moment, I was humble. I said, God, thank you that I can just teach a couple of people. It's not a big deal. It's not being televised. It's not on social media. Nobody knows I'm here. But you know that I'm here. You see me. And you see that I'm impacting these people's lives. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying is be thankful for whatever God has given you. Do you have a contagious spirit like Nadia Amani? Who's bubbly and always smiling? Use what you got. Are you wise and have a lot of wisdom and can offer people up? Use what you got. Are you good at cooking? Use what you got. Whatever it is that you got, use it. Use it. What time are we at? I gotta finish this up. I want to finish this up with this. In John chapter 9, Mark, I can help you play. In John chapter 9, Jesus says this, verse 1. As Jesus was walking along, he saw a man who had been what? Blind from birth. Verse 2, Rabbi, his disciples asked him, why was this man born blind? Was it because of his own sins or his parents' sins? So common belief back then was, well, this guy must have done something, and God must have punished him because he's been living a naughty life. Right? He's a bad boy. And because he's a bad boy, or his parents were a bad boy, he must have been born blind for that reason. So who sinned? Was it his parents or was it him? And Jesus says, it was not because of his sins or his parents' sins, but this happened so that the power of God could be seen in him.
Amen.
This happened not because he was bad, not because God was mad at him, not because God punished him, but this just so happened to happen so that the power of God could be seen in his life. And then Jesus did something profound. Jesus bent down and got some dirt. He's got some dirt. Dirt is in Jesus' hands. And then Jesus spits in the dirt. Now, dirt has no value. Dirt is the stuff that you and I walk on. I mean, it's under our feet. Dirt, when you get dirty, you want to wash dirt off of you. We just took Gigi a little bath because she was so dirty. Dirt all over. She was all, looked like a little, I'm not going to say it actually, but anyways. But dirt, you hear what I'm saying? Dirt has no value. Nobody wants dirt. But Jesus scoops up some dirt, spits in it, puts it on the guy's hand, on the guy's eyes. And he says, now go wash at the pool of Siloam. And when he does it, the guy who was born blind now has sight. Why? Because in the hands of Jesus, even dirt can turn into a miracle. In the hands of Jesus, your dirt can be a miracle. Your what? Your dirt. Your darkness, your chaos, your confusion, your guilt, your shame, your woundedness, your brokenness, you can be a miracle in the hands of God. The stuff that you walk on, the stuff that you say, it's got no value. Why? Because with God, even your little is bigger than your biggest fear. Your little is bigger than your biggest problem. Your little is bigger than your biggest dilemma. In the hands of God.
Yes.
Jesus took dirt. No one's like, hey, give me some dirt. You know, I want dirt today. That dirt has value. You're like, no, that dirt doesn't have any value. But when God touches it, because whatever God touches turns to gold. Whatever God touches turns into a miracle. You know, by the way, when God was creating human beings, God got onto his knees. And he started sculpting the first man named Adam. And Adam was made from dirt. God is sculpting this figure, this human being. And Adam is lifeless. It's just dirt. But then God does something profound. God breathes into his nostrils. And Adam became a living being. Family, it doesn't matter what dead situation you're in. You and I are dirt. But the breath of God is in you. The breath of God is in you. The breath. When God breathes in your situation, dead things have to obey and say, we're coming alive. When God breathes into our situation, no matter what the dirt was, it comes to life. Would you allow God to use your little? Say, God, I only got a little bit of faith. It's all right, that's all I need, a little bit of faith. God, I'm just a little nobody. That's all it's okay, I just need a little nobody. God, I'm just dirt. I know. I just gotta breathe on your situation. And you will come to life. And I will turn your dirt into a miracle if you allow me. Amen? Let's pray.